What if retirement wasn't the end of something, but the beginning of everything? I'm Yolanda, and I'm locating cozy, and this is Abroad Chat. In this episode, I'm chatting with Michelle as she shares her journey of retiring abroad and building a peaceful, fulfilling life in Costa del Sol in Spain. After decades in Southern California, Michelle and her husband chose a completely different pace, one rooted in wellness, choice, and quality of life. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, Yolanda. I'm doing well. Thank you for
I
having me
before we
today.
start recording, I dropped my earbud. My earbud.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Hi, Michelle. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing well, Yolanda. Thank you for having me on your show today.
Thank you. I'm so excited. This is really cool.
It
It's
is.
beautiful outside. I have not been outside yet today, but it is beautiful outside. What is it like? Where are you at, Michelle?
Well, I'm happy to tell you it's beautiful today. And this is maybe the third day that we haven't had rain. We have had weeks and weeks and then more weeks of rain. And we live in the Costa del Sol, so I've been like,
Mhm.
this should be the Costa del Rain. But today the sky is blue and the sun is out, and so my mood is much better today.
Got you. Got you. Okay, where is Costa del Sol? Because people be like, "Oh, I'm in Andalusia. I'm in this," and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's in the Andalusia. It is in the Andalusia region,
Okay.
and it's in the south of Spain. So Malaga is the province. So the province of Malaga, right,
Okay.
in the south
Okay.
of Spain. So very, it's supposed to be very warm, and it is very beautiful, and it does remind us a lot of California
Okay.
because we came from Southern California, so the flowers and the trees are all very similar, like the bougainvillea and the jacaranda trees. Those are all similar, but the weather has not been normal. Everybody keeps saying this is not normal. I'm like, okay, good. I hope it's not a new pattern.
I just interviewed a young lady. It's actually supposed to post later on today. She lives in Madrid, and she said that it had been raining for 3 weeks. Now, I was in Madrid for 3 weeks at the beginning of the year. I was doing a pet
Right.
sit, and
Yeah.
it snowed in
Oh,
Madrid.
wow.
I mean, and it wasn't like, well, in other parts of Spain, I know that it snowed like feet of snow.
Right.
Um, but still, it snowed. And so
That's
it's
cold.
been raining here in Zaragoza, but it's like it rained enough. Like yesterday, I was supposed to meet up with some friends yesterday. We were supposed to get together to do a little celebration thing, and we were supposed to get together, but it was raining all day. And I was like, I'm not going out in this. But
I
I'm from
know.
Texas.
Oh, you're
So
from Texas.
the rain in Texas and Houston hits different than it does here in Zaragoza. It's raining, okay, but I'm a little bit more like, I think that if it rains out here, that I can still go walk around and it's no big deal. And now I'm realizing, no, you've gotten used to the Spain rain, and you still don't want to go outside.
That's funny. Yeah, some people who were in my Spanish class were saying then they're from cold places like the Czech Republic and Finland and Canada. So they're from cold places. So they're saying, you know what? The rain is warm here. I'm like, is it? Because I'm not a rain person. I'm a sunshine person, which is one
Mhm.
thing that made me what that appealed to me about this particular area is they said it has 320 days of sunshine. So, but the sun's out now, and I think we're in for a good run now.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide after I finish this, but I still have to get some work done. But I want to go. I'm gonna go somewhere. I don't care if I'm just going to the corner store. I'm going someplace after we finish this recording, so I can just be like,
Get some
rays
sun.
hit me. Yeah,
Exactly. Get
need
some
some rays
vitamin
to hit
D.
me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what else? Let's see. Before we get started. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Okay. The question I love to ask. I will share mine if you share yours.
Oh,
Please do
okay.
tell me, how are you locating your cozy? What have you done lately that has been just about you, bringing you joy? Whether it was just for yourself or maybe you spread some sunshine in somebody else's life. But you know what? How are you selfish just for you?
I love that question. I actually had to think about it too. I actually am just now at the point where I can locate my cozy, because when we first moved here, there was a lot to do, right? It's been a
Mhm.
lot. It's been almost 10 months and it's been a lot. But now, an example of some things that I'm doing is I'm having a garden built right now, actually, because we have a yard and it was a mess. So I always said when I retire, I want to be able to have a garden, because I used to have one and I haven't had one for like 12 or 13 years. And so, one thing that I'm going to be able to do is have a garden, because I
Awesome.
love watching things grow. And so, um, I'm getting ready to plant it. The guys out there working right now on it. So, one thing that I'm doing is building a garden. Another thing that I actually just started doing, and I'll tell you this, Yolanda, is I have no creative talents, but I started paint by numbers. And
Oh,
so and I've only done it a couple times, and it was relaxing. And then one day it was funny because I was really annoyed about the weather, and I had just taken my dog out for a walk and it wasn't nice outside, and I was really annoyed. So I went to my little studio that I have set up, and I painted, and I forgot all about my frustration and started painting. And
okay.
so that's what I'm doing to locate my cozy.
I'm over here taking notes. I'm over here taking notes because you talking about paint by numbers. I'm like, oh, I need to take notes about this because okay. I'm happy that you are painting by numbers and that you're embracing that. And I'm so happy that you are doing the garden. Is it like a floral garden, or is it like some people like have the little small cultivating where they're growing fruits
It's
or
gonna be
vegetables?
it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a combination of some vegetables. I'm gonna have three different boxes for vegetables, and then it's gonna be another area for some flowers, and another area for some bushes. And my vision is a whole big, like an English garden area.
Wow.
But
Okay.
since we're in Spain, it's gonna be a Mediterranean garden.
Yes. Yes. So what is that in my daughter's neighborhood? Related, not related, but in my daughter's neighborhood, they have the olive tree, some
Oh
olive
yeah,
trees that grow, but they can't eat them because they're it's cement. We're in Zaragoza, it's
right.
like cement. So it's like, it's like, oh, olives are falling. You can't eat those. Yeah,
Right,
don't eat
right, right.
those.
The
It's
olive
not in
trees
this.
are big in Spain. Yeah, I said at
Yeah.
one point in time I want to get an olive tree. I still may. Yeah, I still
Okay.
may. So,
Okay. Well, that's awesome. So, yes, I love how you're locating your cozy. How am I locating my cozy? So, before we get started on mine, just have to say, most people know that I have taken up sewing and I'm teaching
oh,
myself to sew. And
oh,
and actually, okay, I'm going to show you just really fast. This isn't my locating my cozy, but I'm still proud of myself.
you
So,
should be.
these are some pants that I got from when I was in Madrid, like at Humana. I like to go to the thrift store. And these are some pants. Actually, they were adults. They were like my size pants.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But I decided to take these pants and make them into something for my granddaughter, for my 4-year-old. So I made them into pants her size.
Oh, cute. I
Okay.
love the message. Love. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I took another part and I'm making a top.
Oh my goodness. And you did all that out of your pants?
Yes, out of
You
pants and
should be
everything. So I
impressed.
just
You
did
you
this
should be
last.
proud of yourself. How
Yes.
cute.
So and so I made I found like an old top of mine and everything here and I cut it. And so I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as sleeves. And I don't know, but yes. So the reason I brought this up when you said about painting, because I cannot draw a straight line. I cannot cut a straight. I don't care if I have a ruler. And I have 3 different rulers for sewing purposes. I cannot cut a straight line. I'm surprised, knock on wood, that I didn't cut my fingers off yet. I cannot cut a straight line. It's horrible. So for me to be able to do this is a big deal because on the inside, you don't need to see it. It's ugly.
No, you don't need to see the
But
inside. You don't
so
need to see the inside. And if anybody sees that, they're looking too close.
yes, exactly. But yeah, so for me to do this when you say paint by numbers, for me, I can't do paint by numbers because I would still have they would be all over the place. I can't.
You don't know. I will see what mine looks like when it's done. I tell you, I've only done it a couple times, but it's nice, and so I have a vision for if it looks good. I know where I'm gonna put it up. Get it framed and put it
Yeah.
up, and so hopefully this is gonna go well. That's what I'm doing right now to locate my cozy. Then when my garden's done, that'll be thing number two.
sit outside and paint by numbers while you enjoy your garden.
I could totally do that. There is an area that I could do that.
So that is so awesome. So and so the funny thing is, like, when my oldest granddaughter, she's 4, when I, she has coloring books and I have all kinds of things for her. When she started like coloring inside the lines
Oh,
recently,
right.
and I was like, oh my goodness, you don't have my, disability of not being able to cut or color
Stay
inside the line.
inside the lines. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Let me tell you, I was thinking about that. Okay, it's like it's kind of hard to stay inside these lines, but mine is a picture of like a sunset. And so things, the colors will kind of all run in together.
Yeah.
So this is my first one. So it'll be okay if it's not perfect.
Okay. Yes. So that seems so nice and therapeutic. That, oh
Yeah, I
wow,
think
that's
it will be.
wonderful. So my other thing that as far as me locating my cozy,
Mm-hmm.
so what happens is, everybody knows that I get around by pet sitting. And so when I go pet sitting, I'm always like seeing like people have their different conveniences and things like that. And I'm like, ooh. And for the longest time, because I didn't have my own apartment, I pet sit for a year and a half with no place of my own, no landing spot.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
was always kind of keeping a little note of, ooh, when I do get an apartment again, I want this. They have this convenience. They
Oh,
have this really cool. Yeah. So
right.
anyways, my last pet sit in Madrid, and I've seen these so many times, but they had the rising desk.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I have been saying that I needed to get one because I do work from my desk a lot, whether I'm working on editing blogs or just doing my accounting work or whatever. I'm at a desk all the time. And
Right.
so anyways, I just ordered and it just came this afternoon, my
Oh,
standing
cool.
desk.
And you
My
can
desk.
stand up when you work too.
Yes, and stuff, and you
That's
just press
supposed
a
to be
button
so
and it
much better than
rises
sitting.
up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
That's
now I
good.
just gotta put
Good.
it together. So
Congratulations. We get excited about the small things that make a big difference. So that's good.
yes, yeah, I do, and my family and friends laugh at me because I do. I get excited about things. They'll be like,
You should.
"Girl, you
That's
just turned the
good.
light on. Get over
Gotta have
yourself."
some
Okay.
enthusiasm. Gotta have some enthusiasm. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, "You get so excited about everything." Yes, I do. Okay. So yes, well, this is how we are locating our cozies, and yes, be proud. However you're locating your cozy in the world, out there in the world, ladies, be proud, embrace it. Big things, little things, embrace it. It's yours.
Amen.
So yes, please do, for the audience that does not know you, can you please like give us a little synopsis? I have a lot of deep and probing questions, but can you give us like an idea of Michelle? Please do share a little bit about you.
Okay. I am in Spain since April. So almost a year. Before that, and so now I'm retired, and so that's my new profession, is which is why I have time to garden and paint, things that I never had time to do. When I was in the States, I had a company called the Champ Group, and I did leadership and DEI training in the States. And I would work with companies and help them with their leaders, develop their skills, help them have a better teams, better management, more happy, better culture, etc. So I did that for 6 years. Before that, I worked in the telecommunication industry for a long time. So that's my professional background. I'm married for many years, decades. Been married for decades. Maybe I won't say how many because you'll be like, wow, but long time. 43 years we've been married, and so I'm happy about that. That's a good thing.
Yes,
And I have two
claim it.
sons. One son lives in California. The other son lives in New York. And so other things about me are that I like to make a difference in people's lives. And what I used to do with that, a few things, but the thing that I was really proud of and did for 11 consecutive years was I did the walks for breast cancer. I did the Avon Walk, which was a 39-mile walk. I did that for 5 years. And then I did the Susan Komen Walk. I did a 60-mile walk 2 years, and I did 20-mile walks for 3 years. So totally, I did 11 years every consecutively. So this has been the first year that I did not do a walk, which felt very different. But I was busy because I relocated, obviously, to a new country. And what I did do, though, and have found a few walks supporting breast cancer. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more. but that's a little bit about who I am. It's funny because now I have a different story because now I'm retired. So I'm getting to enjoy some things that I didn't get a chance to enjoy before. But I'm always really grateful for the career that I did have and things that I do. And I did write a book called Relearn Leadership. So I did do that. And that was only 2 years ago. So a lot happened in a short amount of time, but it is still available on Amazon. So I did that. I became an author by writing that book too.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure. I need to put a note in here saying I want to have that book flash across during this part of the conversation.
Yeah, I have it here. You want me to grab it?
Yes, please do.
It's up here. It's funny. I did bring a few with me. This is it. Relearn Leadership.
Okay, bring it a little bit over some. There you go. Okay, right there. Okay. And was that geared towards what was the focus of the focus on that conversation in the
The
book?
focus was things have changed. And so, in order to be able to lead employees in a way that you can get the best production and good attitudes and good results, is to become more empathetic, to become a better listener. So, a lot of it had to do with really improving soft skills, which I used to call not soft skills because they make them sound like they're soft. I call them power skills.
Mm.
So, it was about making sure that leaders use power skills. And this bridge is on the cover here because I was afraid of bridges. And when I did one of those blocks for breast cancer, I chose to walk in San Francisco because we had to walk across the Golden Gate Bridge. So I figured that was a way for me to get over that fear. And so I did it. And it's always really important to me. So the bridge means a lot. And it's called Change Your Mindset, Increase Your Impact, and Transform Your Team. So that's kind of the crux of it all.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So before we even getting started, there's a couple of things I just wanted to jump on here, just with this discussion here, because one, Susan G. Komen, it was a 60-mile walk. I never did it, but I remember there was a former coworker of mine from years ago. Her name was Agnes, and she would do it every year. And I was just like, I'm gonna do it one day with you. I did not. Okay. Life happened, some other things happened, but I just remember just being so proud of her because she had made this commitment and she did it for, the time that I knew her. I believe it was like in 3 years in a row, I believe. And it was just always so empowering. I was always very inspired. But I also knew, even though in my mind, it gave me something to strive for. It just never came to fruition. But as soon as you said that, I immediately thought about my former
Oh,
peer,
that's
Agnes,
awesome.
who I just remember her doing that. And we were also very proud of her for that
Oh, that's so
accomplishment.
good. It took a lot of commitment and it took a lot of fundraising and I raised a lot of money. So
Okay.
I was, so that means that I had a lot of people that supported me
Yeah.
because, they always knew that every year they were going to get a letter from me or an email or a text saying, okay, it's that time of year again to donate because here I go again. And so they were always really supportive and I really appreciated that. And that was an amazing experience. It took a lot of commitment. I always knew that right around Labor Day, it was time for me to start training and I would go, I'd walk sometime for 18 miles.
Yeah, I remember her feet. She was, those days of walking. Yeah, she came back and, she needed those couple of days of recovery time and everything because
you had to
she'd
recover.
be, woof. Yeah, I think
It
that's
took a
probably when I
lot.
chickened out. But yeah, you know what? One of the things I recognize is leaning into my strong suit. And sometimes, for me, like not the same thing, but like when I've had family members that I've had to care for or help care for,
Right.
when they were sick, I'm like, I will not be doing the nursing part of this event. I will be there contacting billing. I am the
That's it.
admin. So I lean
Yeah,
into what I know to do.
that was smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. The 3 or 4 days of walking, that was not every intention. The other
And
part
that's
of
the
that,
thing, we all have to know what our strength is, and we have
hmm
to know what we want to do and what we don't want to do, right? And we have to
hmm
admire people who do it, right? If it's not for us, it's for them, so we applaud them, and that's what you did with Agnes. And so, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes. So,
yeah.
but the other part that you brought up was the bridge.
Uh-huh.
So, girl, I cannot. In Houston, like in most cities and everything, they have like the high overpasses that you have to
Right.
drive over. Yeah, I knew how to, especially in Houston or any place else. If I was driving by myself, I knew exactly when to get off that bridge and go down the side road. Yeah, me and my daughters, my oldest daughter, especially back in Houston, we would go walking, and we had Allen Parkway, and yeah, just to go over parts of the bridge to walk over if it was wooden, like the wooden slats, and you could see, yeah, and then it was a water, like some water flowing under. So yeah, I just, as soon as you said bridge, I literally had a visceral reaction.
Oh, it's nice to hear somebody else can understand and relate, because it was serious. I still don't really like them. I mean, some of them are more than others, but if there was a really high bridge and there was water underneath, because I'm also not a swimmer, I just wouldn't like it. I wouldn't be able to drive. I would not be able to drive if I was, and I wouldn't want to be a passenger either. If I was a passenger, I wouldn't want to look out the window there.
Yeah, I just
So
have to
yeah,
look down and act like I
it
don't know
was
what's
yeah,
going on.
exactly. Exactly. So that was my motivation. It's like, okay, you know what? That would be a good way for me to finally face this fear and
Yeah.
go walk across that bridge. And I'll tell you, like, so the first day, the lady who I was walking with, who I had just met that day, it was really awesome. She said, okay, as I told him we're coming to it, I said, okay, we're coming to that bridge. I can see it there. I'm going to be nervous. And she's like, okay, I'll help you. So we just walked across that bridge. And then the second day, we had to walk back across the bridge. And it was no problem. It was like, okay, I did it yesterday. I'm good. I can do it. And so that just goes to show, once you put your foot in the water, right, then you're gonna be okay. So I walked back across it, and now that was big for me. That was big. It
Wow,
was
that is
it was
amazing.
funny telling people I was afraid of it, because I felt like that was silly, but it was real, and people were so
It's very
encouraging.
real. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very real. Right
yeah.
now, I am having, okay, so I'm admitting some stuff right now. So you got me. I don't like how I'm being all honest with you right now. It's kind of freaking me out. Okay. Okay.
I love it. That means we're having a real conversation.
Yes. So one of the things that I want to do, and I've been talking about it, is I want to do the San Juan Compostela, the walk in northern
Yeah, the
Spain.
Santiago. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Camino de Santiago. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I know I'm not doing 500 miles. I'm not walking 500 miles,
I think
but
you can do shorter
yeah, you
distances.
can. My problem is right now, like as I've been like I have done a lot of like YouTube research. I've talked to a lot of women. Actually, I'll be having some more women that I'm going to be interviewing on this channel.
Hmm.
But there's a couple of walks where I'm like, I see a bridge in the background. I can't. I'm already having anxiety in my mind just looking at a YouTube and somebody else doing the walk, and I'm like, are they walking over a bridge? Oh, wait a minute. No, 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 I can't do. So yes, I'm trying to find the journey with no bridges. Okay.
Well,
It's
in a
still
way, that might be good, but then maybe that's a way for you to get over
yeah.
it.
It's a
And
work in progress.
because
Okay.
that walk, maybe we could do that walk together, because I kind of would like to do that. It's a serious walk. And now when I would do the walks, there would be lots of people cheering and everything.
Yeah.
The cities would always come together, and it would be so much fun. There'd be so
Yeah.
much cheering and all that. The Santiago one is not that. It's one where you really reflect and more peaceful. Also,
Yeah.
it looks pretty challenging, because I think the terrain is kind of difficult,
Yeah.
and that one looks interesting. So I'm wondering what kind of bridges are those you're seeing, but that'd be
I
good
think it
for
was
us
like
to have
maybe
more.
one or two, but there's one that I see in like all of the like close to the end that I've seen in a lot of the videos. I was supposed to do it in April. So if anybody's watching, is like, I haven't gotten a newsletter about doing it in April. That's because
Oh,
I have some other travels that's going on. And so I don't think that April is going to be like, I didn't want to do it. I decided that I didn't want to do it with a big group of people because one, it's a journey that I've
Yeah,
never experienced, and I want to have my own self-reflection. And because I've
right.
never done it, I don't want other people in my ear like, girl, I'm tired. When we gonna get here? Can we get some water? I don't like, I need to be able to have this experience without having somebody thinking that I'm their tour guide,
Oh,
you
you
know?
wow, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's something that I still want to do, but I think I need to rework it in the intentions, and we'll see. I'll just leave it at that for now. I'm not making any promises to anybody, okay? Okay.
Yeah, because it's only for you. I got
Yeah,
that's the thing to remember,
exactly.
right? It's only for
Exactly.
you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
And if
Yeah.
you want it, then you put it on that vision board. I mean, I'm a big believer in vision boards, and so you
Yes.
put it on that vision board and put a date, and that's the start of it
Yes.
all.
And so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that too.
Well, thank you. This has been amazing. Okay, so
Thank you
yeah,
for
it's
sharing
been,
that.
yeah, it's been great. Well, you take care now. No, I'm just playing. Hold on. Okay, so let's go ahead. I wanted to get started talking. I'm trying to see why here it is. Yes, so I just wanted to go ahead and really get to know you and your experience. And again, thank you for being here today. So at the current chapter where you are of your life, someone meeting you for the first time, do you think that how do you feel about the decisions that you've made to make this big jump to move abroad?
I do ask myself that sometime, and I feel good about it. First of all, I feel like it was a bold move, but I did a lot of praying on it. So I'm a
Mhm.
woman of faith, and I did a lot of praying on it. And I felt like God said, I got you. I got you. I will make this journey how I see it for you and how you want it. So some days I mean, we live really close to the beach. I mean, like I can drive there in 5 minutes. So I lived not too far from a beach in California, but I was further away. So, and I love the water. And so I love being able to go down by the board to the beach on the boardwalk and go walk. And so I feel really good. The waves, hearing the waves, and like I said, the last few days the sun has been shining, so that's been awesome. Um, I feel like it's much more affordable for us. So the stress of what we knew we would experience in the United States and wanting to retire, we don't have the
Mhm.
stress here because of that. So because it's more affordable.
So what did that kind of look like? Like before, were you retired already before you came to Spain, or was it like I'm coming to Spain to retire?
Yeah, I'm coming to Spain to retire. I started slowing down my business. Honestly, not by decision, because what happened in the United States was the emphasis on leadership training and definitely on DEI declined.
Mhm.
So honestly, I feel like that was a blessing for me in terms of the timing, because I was ready to slow it down. And so we decided that we would slow it down. And we knew that if we took a look at where could we retire in the United States. Listen, I love California. I mean, I love it. And we lived in Southern California, and I love Southern California, but it's so expensive. So we didn't want to continue to have that expense. So we took a look around, and we had the ability to travel to several different places. We had been to Spain before, and we had not been to the Costa del Sol. So to back up a little bit, my husband's mom was from Ireland, so he was able to get a passport. He was able to get an EU passport. So that
Girl, okay.
simplified a lot. So
Okay.
when he knew that he was able to get a passport to the EU, I used to think it would be Ireland, and like I said, I don't like rain. So I knew I could not live in Ireland. When we found out that it would be in the EU, honestly, the first place that came to my mind was Spain. And listen, we did not know Spanish. but that's the first place that came to my mind. And so I feel like, I honestly do feel like that was God ordained, and things have been so smooth for us here that that's what I'm telling you. It was bold move, but God's on our side. So I told him as soon as he said he got his passport, he said, "Guess what? It's not just for Ireland; it's for anywhere in the EU." And I was like, "Okay, how about Spain?" So we made it reservations and came to check it out and did the whole scouting trip and all that. Because we don't speak Spanish, so we knew we needed to be where some expats are,
Okay.
so there would be English speaking, and we chose here because there's typically a lot of sun and really nice weather, and that was important. So we chose that. So I feel like we chose the right place, and I feel good. And you know what? We've been really fortunate because we've had a lot of company. We've been able to see a lot of friends from the US have been coming. So another good thing about where we ended up is that people want to come here for vacation.
Hmm.
So we've been
Yeah.
able to see a lot of people, and that makes a big, big difference. I stay in touch with people via have scheduled Zoom calls or phone calls, and we're 9 hours ahead of California, so we're 6 hours ahead of the East Coast, but we just schedule it all out. In fact, I have a call with a friend today later. Um, so I feel good about it. I'm not saying I don't get a little homesick or miss some things,
Yeah.
but to answer your original question, I feel good about the decision.
I'm literally, as you're saying some things, I'm like, okay, don't, because anybody that knows me knows I be going squirrel. I'll be like, oh, she said this. Let's jump over to that next conversation. But so I'm keeping notes so that I can make
Okay,
sure I follow back up and ask you
okay.
questions. So I'm not just all over the place. I try. Okay. So, so did it take, was your husband completely open to Spain, or was it like maybe he was pulling some other or considering some other places, or it was like Spain, we're all in?
He was so glad. It's funny. He always says it too. He says it was her idea. He's like, so she can't say anything about me making her do it because it was her idea. But he was all in. He was all in on Spain. He was all in, and yeah, he was all in, and he still is. So he's really glad we made the decision, and he didn't push back at all. He didn't have any other suggestions. He was like, "She said Spain, we better go because she said it, so she means it." So hadn't been a problem. And our two sons, when we told, it was funny. We told them we were on our way to visit some friends in Palm Spring, and we were like, "Okay, we should call them and tell them what we're thinking about." When we had decided we were going to try it, and they both have been so supportive of us. I mean, I'm so grateful for that. It wasn't, "Oh, you're going to leave me here." It wasn't that at all. It was, "Wow, that's awesome that you guys can live your golden years in such a beautiful
Yeah.
place." And so they have both been very supportive of, and they both have been out here to visit. In fact, the one that lives in San Diego is coming back next month, and
Okay.
so we're able to see them quite a bit. The youngest one lives in New York, so he was far away already since we lived in California. So the distance is about the same, honestly,
Okay.
from Spain to New York, and New York to California. So it's not too bad.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I always like to ask that question, is how did family take it? When I moved here, of course, my youngest daughter, I have three daughters. My youngest daughter has lived here since 2016.
Hmm.
But it's funny, my closest friends and family were like cheering my other two daughters, they were like, yay for you. Yeah, it's amazing. Um, very few people were like really confused. Like, like it's gonna get you. What are you gonna do? It's like, ooh, the taxes, they're gonna get you. It's like it's like the fear. Sometimes what happens is, from what I've seen, people will try to instill fear on what they don't even know, that they haven't even done the research
Right,
on themselves.
right.
It's like,
Yeah,
I
and it's the fear of
heard,
the unknown, right? It's the fear of the unknown.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think it's such a good example. I mean, you lead this show, and so you're probably giving people a lot of hope and a lot of information, right? And that's what people need. So
yeah,
you set an example. of getting past the fear or the uncertainty and just doing what you feel called to do. So,
Yes, exactly. And the whole goal of locating cozy, by the way, make sure that you abroad chat, make sure that you do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know the next time I post. But the whole goal of my channel is to help women understand that they might have options.
right,
Yes. And not just go based on what you heard, because
right.
that whole thing of they say, and I'm always like, who is they? They say don't do that. They say that, they're gonna jump out the gutters and get you. Who the hell is they?
Yeah,
Okay.
first of all, right,
Yes. Do your research. And so that is my goal, is to share my experience and share the experience of other wonderful women that I talk to, other wonderful Black women that I talk to, because I want you to know that I want you to see what's possible and not make moves just because you've heard something that
right.
somebody else said, because back in 2020 somebody stared at them wrong, and so therefore the whole country is racist and you shouldn't go.
Yeah, yeah, and I did a lot of research, and I mean, I did a lot of we did a lot of research, and specifically watched some shows to find out what it was like to be Black in Spain.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yep, definitely did some research on that, and what I learned, for the most part, I saw a couple things. I saw a couple things that could make you go, but for the most part, the point was, honestly, you're from America, and they like people from America, and they don't typically discriminate. And the experience that we've had here, I have to say, it's been almost 10 months, and it's been really nice. It's been
Hmm.
a relief. There
Yeah.
are so many different cultures here, so it's really fun to be able to. I mean, there's so many different cultures, and I love it because you learn so much. And I told my husband I need to get a globe because I meet people from places I'm like, where is that? So,
Yes. Yeah.
it's interesting how much more awareness I feel like I have of different countries than I ever did before.
Yeah, there's so many countries that people I've met that they're like, like I didn't know where Equatorial New Guinea is. Now, and it's funny because how do I know where it is now? Because the Black History tour guide, Kwame, that's in Madrid, I recommended his tour. Now I just do the tours for free because I bring so many people to him.
We went
But
on that.
you saw Kwame?
We did because we went to Madrid the day after Christmas. My youngest son, the one that lives in New York,
Uh-huh.
came. He had never been to Spain before. So he said, okay. So I said, well, where else do you want to go besides where we live? He said, he chose Madrid. And we went on that tour, that Black History
Okay.
tour.
Yes. He's
Very
wonderful. And every
informative.
time I have anybody visit, I'm always like, you want to do the Black History tour? And I go, and each and every time he's like, you should be able to do this tour by yourself. You should be able to, like, you got this. But I learned something new, and I feel like am experiencing it for the very first time. But
Hmm.
like I didn't know where he was from originally. So then having that experience, and it's funny because for Christmas, I got my oldest granddaughter a globe, and it's this cool little magnetic globe that has, like, it just says, like, Europe. It has, Asia. It
Right,
has the continents,
right,
and then
right, right.
stuff, and it was really cool. Well, then she brought it home to her house, and I was over there the other day, and they got her like a real globe, like a
Oh,
globe,
right,
and
right.
I was like, well, she's four. And I was like, I really want to take that globe home. Okay. Because I'm like, I need to know where these places are, because you
Yeah.
meet so many people
So
from
many people
all
from
over the
so many
world, and
places.
we know the globe at a macro level.
Right,
We know the world at a macro level.
right.
And then, but being here, I'm learning, like, oh yeah, so Africa, Europe, the EU. You don't know, these other small, and I'm not
Yeah.
going to try and go through and name a bunch of
Right,
different
right,
small
right.
villages or pueblos, but it's amazing what I don't know.
Right.
and just feeling a little bit smarter now because I'm like, I
I
didn't
thought I
know that.
know.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. That's really cool
Yes.
to be able to learn about so many different cultures and meet people and learn more about what they do and what their culture is and what's important to them and
Yes,
different foods.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, yes. I mean, I so embrace that now, and I just find that so it's very humbling.
It is. You know what else too is really interesting? So I am taking Spanish lessons now. Oh my goodness. Um but they know how to speak so many languages. I mean, English is their second language or third language. And, it's the only language I know, and I'm learning Spanish. But it's just interesting how it's just, they learned it when they were young and they still know so many different
Mhm,
languages. And it shows what an advantage that is because they can communicate so much more effectively with so many different people.
mhm.
And they can communicate with us because in my Spanish class, I'm the only American, um, but the class is taught in English and they know it quite well. And I'm just, sometimes I tell them, I am impressed that you guys know this because it's not even your first language. So
Yes.
it's very humbling, like you said, very humbling.
And so yes, and it's okay, because um, people in America, they're like, oh, it's the greatest, and we're so smart. And it's I'm a smart person,
Right.
but it's humbling here. Okay.
Right. It really is. It really is. It's
Reality check.
very humbling. You know what else is so nice too, though? I'm really happy about this. The Spanish people are so forgiving.
Oh my
When
gosh.
you don't know the Spanish, or I'm trying to speak it more, but I totally will mess it up. But they don't get mad at you for not saying it right. They're very nice. They correct you, and
Yes.
you know what they say? I'm sorry, my English is not better. It's like,
Girl,
are you kidding me? We live in Spain, so my Spanish needs to be better, right?
I get that all the time. And,
Right.
and and they laugh at me because clearly I'm very expressive. So that's a whole little conversation. But that gets me all the time when they apologize for not having the best. I'm like, we are communicating. Your English is fine.
Right.
Okay.
And so I
'Cause-
need to work on my Spanish because I'm in
yeah.
Spain.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I find that so interesting whenever they say that to me. It's
Me
like,
too.
and so, I was talking to another young lady and about how I wouldn't get mad, but I would want to practice my Spanish. And they're like, well, we want to practice our English, so speak to
I
us in
know.
English.
I know that happens. That happened the other day. We were in a store, and I was going to tell him my phone number in Spanish, and the guy was like, "No, no, he needs to learn English better. Tell him in English." And I'm like, "But I need to practice my Spanish."
Yes, yes.
So yeah, yeah. And then they'll say they only know a little bit in poco, and then they'll just talk and talk and talk.
I feel I feel ashamed because I'm like, yeah, I guess the best word is I feel a little ashamed and everything because if they think that their English is bad, because it's like I guess it's like you can see their kind of shame and like, oh, my English is not good. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Okay.
I know.
We're
Yeah,
having a
I know.
full-blown conversation. Your English is very, very good. This
I
would not be
know. I
happening if
know.
you were.
Like one day I want to be able to speak Spanish as well as you're
Yes,
speaking English right now.
yes. And actually, I have not because I was taking a sewing class in Spanish, and I did that for a month and a half. But then life just got busy, so I've been like practicing. I got my sewing machine, been on YouTube, but I am going to go ahead and enroll probably next semester
There you
in
go.
and yeah, because they offer all kinds of Spanish classes here. And so I'm like, girl, go take the class and stop using your granddaughter as a way to learn Spanish. Okay.
Your 4-year-old granddaughter. I'm telling you, but see, that's great that she's learning it. She's doing like how they do in Europe, right? They learn a language at a young age. So that's
Yeah.
perfect.
I
Yeah.
mean, Spanish is her first language here.
Oh, see, that's so
Yeah.
awesome. That is
So yeah,
awesome.
that's why I should not be using my granddaughter to learn Spanish because she gets frustrated at me because she's like, I'm saying the word in Spanish. Why don't you understand? She's not rude. Don't get me wrong. She's not being rude like that. But yeah, she's a
No, I
4-year
get it.
old that's speaking Spanish. So she speaks English with me and my daughter, but her first
Right.
language is Spanish. So when
Yeah.
she does do her version of Spanglish, where it just naturally comes out, and I'm like, what? It, yeah, I need to go ahead and
That's funny.
enroll in
That's
classes.
funny.
Yes. So, as we say, I'm a little embarrassed now. What surprised you the most once you actually did arrive? What was the, I want to know maybe the biggest challenge and then what surprised you?
Biggest challenge. You know, this might sound funny, but cooking. The food is different. Um,
Mhm.
so recipes, making recipes. Um, like I used to buy a brownie mix from Costco, and now if I make brownies, they have to be from scratch.
Mhm. Mhm.
um, so I find that there's a lot of ingredients that they don't have. What it has done is made me learn how to be creative. I'm cooking something right now that I used to fix in a crock pot. Well, I don't have a crock pot. I haven't even seen a crock pot here. Nor do I have space. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So one is cooking. The food is very different. It requires me to be creative and use what I have. And the other thing is the smaller amount of space, the refrigerator, the pantry, the freezer, those are very small. So um, you just have to make a decision, that you go to the store more often
Yeah.
and don't buy a lot to stock up because there's nowhere to put it. So that has been different. And no coat closet. I mean, I love the house that we live in, but it's funny. It's like, where's the
I
coat
have
closet?
one.
So I bought a coat rack. I mean, it just
Yeah.
does make you do some things differently. But the other point of it is things are smaller, and it did make me realize you don't need all that space anyway,
Yeah.
right? I mean, oh my goodness, we got rid of so much when we moved. I mean, we got rid of a lot. And truthfully, we don't need all that. So this has taught us that we just don't need all that. And it makes you grateful for what you do have and makes you realize you just don't need all that. So I would say cooking has been different, been a challenge, still is. Still, took me, I feel like it's like a treasure hunt. Like, I wonder where I can go get this. Like, I found some black eyed peas because I wanted black eyed peas for New Year's. I found some at a store, right? I mean, I didn't find them at all the stores, but I found the black eyed peas at a store. And cream cheese. I've been able to find cream cheese. So there were just some things like you gotta look for. But now I know, and it really wasn't that different. I mean, when you move to a new city in the United States, you go to this store. I used to go to Trader Joe's to get this. I'd go to Sprouts to get that. I'd go to Vons to get right. So you just have to figure out what you get from what store. But that has been a challenge. I'm happy to say that after 10 months, I kind of almost have it figured out. Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you mentioned cream because like cream cheese is everywhere now. I did have to get off my soapbox, and I got stopped doing it a long time ago. Stop looking for U.S. brands because U.S. brand cream cheese versus the local cream cheese, which is better, is way less expensive. So
Way less expensive.
yes,
Way
yes.
less expensive. And yeah, I mean, I found black beans. It's funny. There's just different stores that you have to go get different things,
Mhm.
right? Like I was looking for some black beans the other day because I'm making this dish right now. And there's the British store which didn't have the black beans, but then there's another store that did have the black beans. So you just got to figure out where. It's just that's just it. You just got to figure out where. And because they are more careful about what they put in foods and what they offer, I know that it's much more healthy. So
Mhm.
that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So, but it's an adjustment. I mean, you asked about the challenges. I'm telling you, And the other thing, so that we found a church that we like, so we're grateful for that. It's a great
Okay. I was going
church.
to
It
ask
has
you that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a good church, a very diverse, such an international church. Brazil, Venezuela, England, Africa, Finland, Denmark. I mean,
Is it
it's
in
very,
English or is it in Spanish?
it's in English. The pastor and his wife are from England.
Okay. Okay.
So that church is so diverse, which again, get to be around so many different cultures and meet so many different kinds of people.
Mhm.
So we feel really fortunate that we found a really good church. And You have to find out where to get your hair done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another thing. Another challenge is figuring out what to do with your hair and where to get that done. All things that you have to do no matter where you move. If you have to move,
Yeah.
you have to get new doctors, you have to get new hair, so those are all the same things that you have to do no matter where you move.
Okay, yeah, and it's true. It's like I've tried my best for when I've had a few women that have moved here, and I like to be a resource. I'm not a resource for because some people will be like, "Well, I'm moving to northern Spain up in the Galicia area. Can you tell me where to go there?" No, I don't know.
Right,
Um, I can if I can see, we can see if you can form community there. But
right.
but I created like Black in Zaragoza to support not just American expats, not Black women expats from the US. It's like Black people as a whole, just for us to come together and be supportive overall. But
Hmm.
and as we get information about again, hair care products, about what is the process to get your lights turned on in your name,
Right,
about the best internet service deals,
right.
the best grocery stores, whatever it is, we share that information. I know that you have found you belong to what is it, the Women of Malaga, or is that what is it
Yeah,
called?
Black woman in Malaga, right? Where I found my
Yes.
hairstylist.
Yes, and I'm a member. I don't live in Malaga, but I'm a member of that group because
Okay.
if I'm talking to, so like I'm a member of all the Black in anything
Oh,
or
there you
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
groups period in Spain, because if because I'm doing consultations with women that want to move all over, also in Portugal too. So I want to be able
Right,
to refer them to the
right.
resources that are local to where they're going to or
Right,
where
right,
they're
right.
looking
That's
at.
good.
Yeah.
That's important because yeah, it's really important. You don't feel so lost if you can know where to go or who to ask, and you can get some information. That just feels so supportive and just
Mhm.
reduces the stress and anxiety. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. So, you made me think about the the black beans. So, back in Texas, because I'm not really a bean person, but I do know how to like get a can of black beans, rinse them out, and then,
Right,
toss them in some salad or whatever. So,
right,
well, I can never find black beans here, canned black beans. I was like, where the hell are
uh,
canned black beans at? So finally, I cooked black beans, like had dried and got
right,
a black,
right.
and I made some black beans, and I was like, I am a whiz. I am an amazing chef. It was black beans. It took,
And that's the
but
thing. That's what I mean. You have to cook things differently, right? You had to
yeah,
just go on and get the dry beans. And yeah, that's why I was happy to find those black eyed peas.
yes.
Yeah, it's different. But it is okay. You just have to, it's the mindset thing, I mean, in my book, part of it was change your mindset. I remind myself a lot that you have to pay attention to your mindset. And if you
Hmm.
got some stinking thinking, then you need to turn that stinking thinking around into what can I do or how can I find that or where, so it is a
Yeah.
lot about the mindset for
We're
sure.
so used to, and I think that, maybe from any country, but I know, especially like in America, maybe in the UK, that we're so used to certain conveniences and having like the overload of
Yeah.
options
Yeah.
and conveniences that sometimes we don't know how to act when we don't find that quote modern convenience in another
That's
country.
right.
So for me, I literally made a pot of beans and then I put them in, the big whatever, like I put them in like little plastic bowls and stuff and froze them and then popped them out. And so now I'll have beans now forever. But
You don't
another
have to
thing,
worry about it.
yeah, because I'm not, like I said, I don't eat like a lot of black beans, but they were so good. I was like, girl, yeah, whenever I need to make a little concoction or whatever and stuff,
There
or
you
just I
go.
made some black bean hummus
I bet that
for
was good.
Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah.
my daughter was like, this is amazing. Yeah,
I bet
I
that was
did that.
really good. Yeah. See?
Another thing that I had made that I was like, this is so, I felt ashamed of myself for a minute. I made homemade spaghetti sauce because like for Christmas I was making lasagna and I made homemade spaghetti sauce because I couldn't find like, they ain't got ragu in the jar.
No.
Like, yeah, you don't have like 15 like Prego and they don't have
No.
15 million options. So
That's
I
what I
made
mean.
spaghetti
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
know. Yeah. Yeah,
And it
like
was
the
the
way
best
yeah.
spaghetti sauce. I was like, this is amazing. So
But it was really good. It was really
yes.
good. See? So back to my point. I said it takes longer. We have to do more cooking. It's not instant, but It tastes good. You just have to spend the time doing it. And again, it's the mindset. It's like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. And it
Yeah.
always comes out good. I mean, it does. I always tell my husband, okay, it's another experiment,
Let's see what
but
happens.
it always comes out good. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's
And I was able
cool.
to make him a carrot cake for his birthday, and the
Oh,
icing was perfect, right? So it all worked out good.
yeah. So this is just kind of make sure you understand that moving to another country does not mean that you're going to be going without, or you won't have, you may not have the conveniences that you're used to, but does
Right.
not mean that you won't have the access that you need.
Totally. Right.
Yeah.
100%.
And
Have to
stuff.
learn to do things differently. And you
Yes.
know what? Sometime, like we moved here to retire, and so we could have been just stuck in our ways. You can't be stuck in your ways. And you know what's so good about that? You have to learn some new things. You have to learn how to do things differently. I mean, we're learning a new language. My husband's in the process of getting his driver's license. I mean, there's a there's a whole lot of things you have. But when you're retired, it could be that you get really comfortable and you kick back. So here, when you make a move at a retirement age, you get to experience some new things. And I feel like it keeps you younger. I feel like it
Yes.
keeps you younger because you're learning some new things and you've got some new challenges, and it's not all easy, but in the end, it's got the outcome that you wanted. And I think that's what's important to remember.
Was it easier than you thought it would be, or I mean, of course, nothing. There's going to be challenges. Let's be clear. There's going to be
Yeah,
challenges, but was it easier than you anticipated?
I must say it is because again, we have been really blessed with meeting so many. We have a lot of friends now.
Yeah.
Here in our new country, in our new area, we have a lot of friends, and um, I didn't think it would be this easy, but it is, because what I found was, honestly, almost everybody is an expat that we hang out with, but people are willing to introduce you to somebody else, and they're happy to invite you to this event that they're having. And why don't you come over here? We're having this. And oh, by the way, do you know them? Oh, let me introduce you. I have found that it's easier to meet people here than it was there in the States. I have
Okay.
found that. And so that has been, and I'm very social. So that was important, because if
Me
I
too.
wasn't able to meet people, I would be, really sad. But I'm very happy that we have been blessed to meet so many awesome people. Yep.
Did you
And
start
we
finding
only been here, yeah.
community, or seeking out community before you arrived, or was it something as you landed? What did
You
that look
know,
like, finding community?
honestly, well, one was Black women in Malaga.
Yeah.
Um, she teases me a lot too. But when I met her, I put some questions out on Black women in Malaga because I had a lot of questions. One was hair, one was church. And this lady, her name is Jen, she gave me a bunch of information. And so we're friends now, which I'm really happy about. She
Hi,
gave me a
Jen.
lot. She would say, she would think that I was her Wikipedia or something, because I asked her so many questions, but she was always so generous with the information. And I went on Facebook. I did some questions on Facebook, in my Facebook and Costa del Sol, and several different groups. And so I found people were so helpful. Like if you had a question, I was always amazed how many people would give you information. Like they wouldn't just
Yeah.
look at your question and move on. They would take the time to give you the information. So what that made me do is pay attention and make sure that what I'm trying to do is respond to people when they have questions too,
Pay it
because you
forward.
wonder, right? You wonder, right? So between the Facebook groups of Black women in Malaga and other groups, and then the people we met from here who have been able to introduce us and willing to introduce us to other people, it's been great. I feel really blessed.
Yeah. It's so funny because, again, I am a member of like Black in Spain and all that, and it's so funny because I'm busy. We're all busy. We're living lives and everything. But when I do get a chance to jump on social media or go on Facebook or go to that group in particular, and I see a question that I could have answered that maybe was posted like 2 weeks ago, I'm like, oh no, I need to help them
But
answer.
people give answers. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are very responsive. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah, I try my best. because I was blessed to have a what I call the soft landing because I had my daughter and my son-in-law here
Right.
when I arrived, and I had visited here a few times, and and again, as you said, um, I felt really blessed because I just happened to speak it out into the universe that I wish I could move here, and God was like, "Okay, well, let me show you what your options are. Okay, follow this." Okay,
There you go.
and
Speak
yeah,
it. Yeah.
it's been great. So, let me see. I feel like, okay, I got to ask you about this:
Okay.
the
Uh-oh.
euro versus the USD.
The what?
The euro,
Oh,
money
yeah,
conversion, euro versus USD, the exchange rate right now. It is painful,
it is.
and we hate it. And also, I'm not moving. I'm not moving back.
And
What
that's
is?
true. I mean, it is, when we came for our scouting trip, it was really good. So that was we're in 20, that was in 24. So it wasn't that
Mhm,
long ago. It was in 24, May of 24. It was, I think, 96 cents to the dollar or something.
mhm,
It was fine.
yeah,
Now it hurts. So again, I'm gonna go back to mindset because it's like watching your money flush down the toilet, right? I mean, when you transfer your money, it's like watching it flush down the toilet. But when I take into consideration, how much we would be paying for home insurance and car insurance and food and being able to take nice vacations to come to Europe,
mhm,
those kind of things make us realize that the exchange rate is really bad and we pay a lot less to live here. And so
yeah,
that does help to balance it out, but it is, yeah, that's one of the challenges that I didn't talk about. Yeah, that's been a big challenge. Try not to
yeah.
focus on it.
Yeah, it's like whenever I have to do that's, monthly or whatever,
Yeah.
transfer, it hurts. But you I just accept it. I have to right now. It's like because I know I'm not going back, and I'm like, this is my cost of peace.
There you
Versus,
go.
the financial discomfort. I'm just gonna say that. You
Yeah.
know, I can get mad and be kicking and screaming every month, every time I think about it. But I'm also like, what is your cost of peace right now?
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a really good way to look at it. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
way to look at it. Yeah,
And so you guys you bought property, you're not renting, you decided just to invest and buy property
we
instead.
did. Yeah, we
Okay.
did. Yeah, we
What
did.
was that process like as far as I don't need to know numbers or anything like that, but were there challenges with um making a purchase, being a non-citizen, or how does that work?
You know, well, again, my husband had that EU citizenship.
Yep.
And so that really helped. Now we had some challenges. I mean, listen, the marriage license was a nightmare. We've been married, like I said, for 43 years, and we had to prove that we were married. And it took a long time. I mean, it had to be translated into Spanish. It had to go to The Hague. It was a lot of bureaucracy, and it was very
Hmm.
nerve-wracking
They live for
for
that bureaucracy.
I thought I was going to have to go back to the United States. And we already sold our house and my sons live in apartments, right? And so where am I going to stay? So anyway, but it all worked out. And we made the decision that we wanted to buy a property because we sold our house there and we wanted to be able to buy a house with cash. And so we found that. And we found the realtor again. So looking at different YouTube videos, we found a realtor on a YouTube and we met her. And when we got in touch with her and we came out for the scouting trip. We went around with her just to get an idea. Then when we told them we were coming back, then we came and went on did more scouting. Um, so the process wasn't too bad. I mean, we did have an attorney and we had the
Mhm.
realtor and we did have an attorney. So we hired the attorney to take care of all that. And we don't speak Spanish. So we knew we couldn't be responsible for that paperwork because this
Yeah.
was serious. And the other nice thing about it was when you buy a house, you had to do a will. So Spanish will. So that was good too. So we still have the one in the Trust in the States, but we have this one too.
Okay.
And so it I wouldn't say it was a hard process. No, I wouldn't say it was hard. Mm-mm.
But I'd say also key, you did get a Spanish attorney.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Who spoke
So
really good English, by the way? Who
yes.
spoke, because she's actually from England, but she grew up in Spain. So
Okay.
yeah,
Does she
so
do okay? So I have to ask questions. Y'all know I have a wonderful attorney. My Spanish immigration attorney, Carlos, is the bomb, and I love him forever, period. But also, we need to build resources. Does she do immigration also, or is it just for is there a niche on that just for
she
real
doesn't really
estate?
do immigration. They did help us with it, and it was a challenge, like I say. Um, so they can do immigration. They can do
Okay.
immigration. Yeah,
So
they
I
don't
still
probably so
reference Carlos for immigration purposes, but
yeah,
for
yeah. But she was very good, and she helped us with the house, and she helped me with my residency. It wasn't easy getting my residency because this marriage license was challenging, we'll say. We'll say it
okay.
was challenging. And really I thought for a period of time I was gonna have to go back to the States. We got really close down to the wire. But it came through just it really literally just in the nick of time. I had 90 days, and on day 83 the
Ooh,
marriage license came. So
ooh.
it was touch and go there for a minute, but it all worked out, and they did a great job. They did a great job on managing my anxiety. That was that was big. They did a great job managing my anxiety, and doing the behind the scenes work. They did a good job on that. But it was I'm not it wasn't as smooth. It wasn't smooth and easy, but it all worked out in the end. That's the thing you got to
Okay.
concentrate on.
Yeah. So when I say this to anybody, some people, if you know, follow the Spanish immigration, the website, follow the rules. If you don't want to use a Spanish immigration attorney, I swear by it because I would have lost my mind. Okay. And I'm not.
Yeah, some people tell us that they didn't get an attorney. It's like, well, we know we needed an attorney because,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I couldn't play with that. And plus, my I qualify differently for mines because I have family here and because my
right,
son-in-law does. So, and there were some other extenuating circumstances for
right.
me. So I was like, and the thing was, I had no idea that I could possibly qualify to move to Spain. So when the attorney said, I think that you might qualify under this, or this, I'm not going to be like, okay, well, thank you for telling me. I'm going to figure the rest out on my own.
Yeah,
Nope.
no, no,
Nope.
exactly.
And so you said you had family. You had your sons come and visit. Has anybody else come to visit you while here?
Can you hear me okay? There's a guy working on there and he's hammering. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine and stuff. Life be happening. Don't worry about it.
Okay, girl, because he's out there hammering. I told you they're working on the garden.
I'm like, who knocking on
Um,
your door? Okay.
exactly. Yeah, we have had both of our sons came to visit. Some friends of ours came. They were on a cruise and they stopped in Malaga, so we saw them. It's funny, we had only moved in this house after the first day they came to visit, only for one day because they were on a cruise. And
Mhm.
then we had some other friends who came on a cruise. They were in Barcelona, so we went to Barcelona to go meet them and hang out there for a few days. Some other friends came here and they went to stay in Benalmádena, which is right by Malaga, and we
Okay.
hung out with them quite a few times. So we have, and then we've got some other really good friends, the friends that I think I mentioned that live in Palm Springs. They're going to be here in May. I've got another friend who's going to be here in April. I'm telling you, some other cousins that are going to be here in September. A
Oh
girlfriend who might come
wow.
in June. I had to make a calendar. I mean, I had to make a calendar of when people were coming so that I could coordinate it all
Yeah.
when we were going to have company. Like I say, it's nice because we live in an area that is really nice for vacations.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm excited because I had a dear friend of mine that just called me this morning. It was like she called and it's like I don't know, like 1 or 2 in the morning there,
Oh,
and she was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Girl, are you okay?" She's like, "I just want to let you know that I finally got She applied for her passport almost a year ago. She just got it.
Wow.
And I told her when she applied for it, I said, apply now. I said,
Right.
because it's gonna be backlog.
Right. Right. Right.
Serious. And so she called me in the middle of the night back in Texas to say she finally got her passport. So now
She lost track of the time. Oh my goodness.
yeah, oh no, yeah. So she was like, she was like, I woke up, I just wanted to tell you because I thought she was sick. It's like, no, she just came
She
out of
was so
her deep
excited.
sleep to contact me.
She wanted you to know. Now I can come visit because I got my
Yes.
passport.
I'm so yeah, and that just did my heart good. It's for me, it's funny because anytime, let me just say, I know this is unrealistic, but anytime I know anybody, whether because I belong to the Exodus Summit community or just any
Right.
family and friends, if I know that you are within 100 miles of Spain, I think that you should be able to see me.
I
Okay.
agree. I agree. Exactly. I mean, and plus you can take the train so easily, right?
Yes,
So yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know
You're
that
right.
this is unrealistic, but I've definitely had
That's what you
like,
feel like anyway.
yeah. And I'm like, they'll be like, oh, I was over in England. Why didn't you come see me? Okay.
They're like, I was in a different country. You're like, you were close.
It's like, yeah, that's not the point. What? Okay. So yeah. Well, this has been great. This has been absolutely wonderful. I do want to ask just a couple of more questions. And one would be like, what do you wish more women understood about age and retirement and starting over?
Mm, that's a loaded question there, Yolanda.
Okay, pick one.
Um, age is only a number. Age is only a number. And I mean, I remember used to have this thing, age is only a number, and if you don't mind, it don't matter. So there you go. I
Hmm.
mean, really, there you go. You can always start over. We don't live on what happened yesterday. We live on what can happen tomorrow. We're
Yes.
moving forward. We're not looking behind. We're looking forward, right? So I think that's big. I think that's important to remember. We can always learn new things. If we mess up, guess what? Tomorrow's a new day and we can start over again.
It's
I
okay.
mean, I think, and the more mature you get, the more you understand that it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Mhm.
It just has to be, you know, something that you want to experience. And we need to keep an open mind to be able to make it happen. Like I told you, that paint by number picture that I'm doing. I mean, my whole mindset is I'm not trying to win any prizes. What I'm trying to do is peace, locate my cozy, um, enjoy the process. I think that's a big part of it, is to enjoy the process. At this point in life, I don't feel like I have things that I have to prove.
Mhm.
I do have things that I want to still do, but I don't think I have anything that I have to prove. I think that I've already done that. Now I want to do what God guides me to do. And I want to be able to help other people. And I think it's great you do this show because you're helping other Black women make the decision about if they want to retire or remove, relocate, and where they want to relocate. So really, it's never too late, right? As long as we are above ground,
Yes.
um, when we take care of ourselves, it is important for us to take care of ourselves. I mean, we need to get our exercise, we need to eat right, and we need to do those things. We need to make sure we're making our mind work. So do read and do crossword puzzles or sew or, do different things to keep your mind working. But I think that it's just bottom line, age is only a number. And if you don't mind,
Amen.
it
Amen.
don't matter.
Amen. What is that somebody had said too? I had interviewed this young lady, and one of the things was when she moved at some point, somebody said, well, you're just stepping back. You're going backwards. It's like, it's a new
Hmm.
opportunity. Just because you can do it with less and for less is not stepping back.
Oh no. No, that's actually sounds like it's moving forward
Yes.
to
It's like,
me. Yeah.
yes. Yeah. But that's what somebody has to tell themselves to justify why they shouldn't do it.
You know what?
In the
Exactly.
meantime, in the
Exactly.
meantime, I'll
And
see
it's
you
not for
later.
everybody. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not for everybody, right? I mean, you know what? There's so much different. There's so many things that are different that if you don't have the desire to learn how to do something different or accept something different or try something different, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of different. And I'm not saying every day is perfect. I don't hop out the bed every day and say, okay, but I do say thank you, Lord, for giving me this opportunity. I mean, and I
Gratitude
look
and
out the
grace.
window and see the water and, you know, the trees and the birds and the sunshine and just be grateful. I mean, at the end of the day, just be grateful for a new opportunity. It's a privilege to be able to do what we did. It's a
Hmm.
privilege. And I used to teach a lot about privilege when I trained. And this is a privilege to be able to uh, everybody has the opportunity, but to take the opportunity
Yeah.
is a privilege.
Yeah. To seek
My
it
personal
out and
opinion.
to get information that can allow you. And, I always want to say my journey has brought me to Spain. Your journey, whoever's watching this now or in the future, whatever your journey, and hopefully this might inspire you to leave that horrible no good job, leave that
Yeah,
horrible no good relationship,
right,
leave that, whatever it is, to
right.
just figure out what brings you joy.
Yeah,
So yeah, you don't
100%.
you don't need to necessarily mimic what I did, or well, she moved to Spain, I guess I gotta move. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Mm-mm,
Okay. Saying find your joy, and it's okay, and you don't need to seek forgiveness or approval to find your joy and your peace.
mm-hmm.
That's it.
Amen. Mic drop. Mic
Drop.
drop.
Boom. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, thank you so much, Michelle. This has been such a joy and an honor, and I
It
am
has
so
been.
freaking tickled. Any information about Michelle and my information also is down in the description. Please do make sure that you do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I have something very, very insightful and smart, at least I think, to say. And you guys take care and make sure you locate your cozy. Bye.
Thank you, Yolanda.